Hey, sorry I'm late. Our defense secretary looped me in on a Snapchat of our nuclear arsenal, and I was not leaving that conversation early. Apparently, my FBI agent did not like that. Welcome to States Against Humanity, the March Madness tournament where we, a group of strangers who are tired of paying for expensive eggs but also won't vote for fascism, come together to select a state that's worse for our humanity. Today, we visit the Southern Discomfort Division for the long-awaited matchup between number 1 seed Florida and number 4 seed South Carolina on the topic of diversity. And actually, I can TLDR this one. Watch. Florida is weaponizing the Civil Rights Act to persecute and harm those that benefit from the Civil Rights Act and those that are trying to uphold it. South Carolina is using the First Amendment protection of freedom of speech to prevent other people from using their First Amendment freedoms of speech. Thank you. I'm kidding. We're going to go back over it. But pretty much, that's the summary of it. Last week, the University of South Florida discovered that it's under investigation for its distribution of scholarships. USF is being targeted for its promotion of the Florida Education Fund, which grants scholarships to Hispanic and Black students, which is now a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And I feel like I'm being punked. Who's running the simulation? Because y'all are wicked. Just using the Civil Rights Act against the people it's intended to protect is some crazy work. But if you're wondering if anyone's coming to their aid from the state of Florida, they're not, because Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has created Florida's own Doge-like department. I'm wondering how much it costs to create the signage there. Nothing like spending unnecessary monies at Staples to cover your podium, so we all know what you're talking about. What a stunningly efficient use of taxpayer dollars. DeSantis and his team will begin to audit universities and agencies and local governments to look for any inefficiencies and DEI, despite the fact that DeSantis has already proven himself to be woefully inept in administrating any type of education, but specifically higher education in the state of Florida. He's specifically and intentionally put his allies in positions of power as presidents in 5 of the 12 public universities. He's appointing people that have virtually no experience managing, administrating, or just even attending higher education. Guess how that's going? It's not even good looking. So there's that. South Carolina has introduced a bill to end DEI in their state, but it does a lot of other things too. It's House Bill 3927 and there's a Senate Bill 368. I believe they're at the point where they're being debated on. So you have an opportunity to contact every politician in the state of South Carolina after I'm done with this video and explain to you the absurdity of what's happening in South Carolina. One of the things that this bill targets and would remove are diversity statements, which are exactly what they sound like and exactly the reason why Florida Republicans do not want to complete them or be asked to complete them. And so their legal justification for eliminating diversity statements is on the grounds of the First Amendment that it would compel them to say things that they don't want to say, and that is a violation of their rights to free speech. And I am so sorry, but if you are capable of that level of mental gymnastics, why don't you just do the work in the first place? Like, you're capable of just learning and evolving. Why are you going to this trouble? Oh, because one of the carve-outs that they made, one of the limitations that they adjusted is that it would not apply to veterans, nor would it apply to private businesses that contract with the government. So DEI is fine for veterans, just not Black people or women, or any other marginalized or underrepresented community. Using your First Amendment freedom of speech to prevent other people from using their First Amendment freedom of speech is also crazy work. And that concludes this matchup of number 1 seed Florida, number 4 seed South Carolina on diversity. I need to go rub Purell on my brain, but if you could just stick around and select which state you believe is worse for humanity, I know it feels impossible, much like existing on this timeline. See you next time.